Hey, we're on. Hey
Hello.
now. Hey, Gaylisa. Hey, everybody. How y'all
What's
doing?
going on, Tam? I'ma kill you,
All
but
right.
hey,
Hey.
we in the land.
Sweet.
We out here in the land. We out here in the land.
Yes. Yes. As you can see, we're in very different locations today. I'm in the bathroom. Gaylisa's in the car. But we
I'm
thank
over
you
here.
guys.
I'm riding around trying to get to you. But welcome to Spreading Love Unapologetically. We thank God for
Yes.
another day,
Yes.
another day to be out
Yes.
here spreading love. To be on the podcast, to be with good friends. I am so excited. This is the weekend I've been waiting for so long. But I'm not gonna
Yes.
say. Go
Yes.
ahead, Tam.
I'm excited. Man, so you know what we always do before we get started? First of all, how was your week, Elisa?
Huh?
How was your week? How was your week?
My week was good. It went
It was
slow,
good?
like I said, because I was excited, waiting to get to
Okay.
here. But it's always busy.
Any
It's
shout outs?
always busy.
You
Yep,
got
it's
any shout
always busy.
outs?
Need some help or encouragement or just a
Okay.
smile. So
Okay. Do
that's
you have
it.
any shout outs? No shout outs this week?
Shout out, yeah, Little Key. And I want to
Okay.
shout out these little football guys, the Lake Erie football and cheerleading group, ages 5 to 14. They're on Olympia Road in Cleveland. Shout out to the Lake Erie football and cheerleading team. Support these
Yes.
kids, y'all. We gotta support the kids.
Yes.
Shout out to my family,
Yes.
all my friends, Unapologetic 12, New Data Child, Exofax, Adjusted Lives, Healing Hearts, Intense
Yes.
Productions, Rich Mindset, and on and on and on. And
And
listen,
on and on.
we got a lot of different entities that come together.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's that's
That's
that's
what
how
we
God
do.
works, Lisa.
That's how,
So
and that's
listen,
it. And
I
that's
would
what we
like
got.
to see. First, I want to shout out God and to say thank you, God. Thank you for getting me through this week. It has been the hardest 12, 13 days of, I'm not going to say of my life, but it's been rough. The baby is home today, you guys. He is home. Grandson is home. Daughter is home. And we are blessed and thankful. Yay. Won't he do it?
Yay.
Won't God do
All
it?
the time.
Oh, so I want to shout out my kids. I want to shout out. I just want to say thank you to the people who have been supporting us over the past month. You know, shout out to Bam by any means. Hey, Teresa Rogers, Reggie Rogers, Tamura Freeman. Hey, then shout out to
Together.
Elijuwan, who is actually a guest today. And can't nobody. That's so funny. Which brings us to so I got a question, Gaylisa. Is your guy, is Alfred, is he ready?
Nope.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So that brings us to our featured guest, one of our featured guests today. But before we start talking to Elijuwan, as you guys can see, Elijuwan is in the studio. Would you like to say hello, Elijuwan?
What's up? How's
Hey.
everybody? Yeah,
Hey.
this
Oh,
Gaylisa. Gaylisa, why aren't you here to receive this ex-con T-shirt that I made for you? Huh? Why? Huh? Ex-con? Uh-huh.
Ex
That's what
you
I'm
con
talking
know.
about.
apparel. Shout out. Ex cons apparel.
My. All
Hey,
right
shout
there. All right there.
I'm coming to
All
get in
right
my
there.
shirt.
yes.
Okay. I want to see you. I want to see you.
All
I wanted
right.
that hug. I wanted that hug when I came in here. I
I'm
needed that to
coming.
break the ice. I'm still
I'm
cold.
outside. I'm
I
not
cannot
far.
Okay.
her. So basically, I want to shout out the lab. I want to shout out Roxanne, who has been my rock. I want to shout out Roxanne, who's been my rock, and just say thank you, cousin. And I hope you're feeling better today. And I want to shout out my man. And I'm not saying his name as usual, but I'm going to shout him out today. Um, and I
You
just want
must
to
be
thank
lucky.
you. And so to move
Mm.
forward and get started, we have a very special guest, like we said, in the house. And I know I've said special guest, but he actually gave me something to read. So Elijuwan, um, Elijuwan, we met Elijuwan back in 2020 when by any means was doing some work. And let me just say, he has been an interesting person to work with. He says that he's a very appreciative human being. And we just want to welcome you to Spreading Love Unapologetically podcast. Thank you for joining us today, Elijah Wan.
Mm.
Thank
I'm
you.
overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I appreciate your
Thank you.
invite. Yes, yes, tomorrow.
Hey.
Um,
So welcome home, Elijah Wan. Welcome home. So tell me, welcome home. I just have to keep saying
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
we also have
Yes.
some other featured guests. We have Amy Ray Davis in the house joining us.
Okay.
Welcome
Amy.
home.
Hey, Amy.
Hey,
All
yeah,
right.
talking about. Amy, you're muted. Let me unmute you. You
Where's
got.
my?
The, I think we're going back and forth, Amy.
Can you
Ah,
hear
there
me?
she is.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Hey.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Now, hear you now. Welcome, Amy.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
You're welcome. So, Elijah, want to tell me a little bit about. We're going to start from the beginning because people don't know who you are. So, tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to, since I've been gone, many of my friends have passed. And I'd like to give a shout out to a few of them by the way of name of P. Bishop, Mike Montgomery, Mike Hall, Ralph Gay, McGrail Allen, John Jenkins, Steve Burford, Tony Burford, Little Jimmy, and Michelle Mason. You
Okay.
know, I've been gone a while, so yeah. And so I'll tell you a little bit about my childhood. I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. We traveled from Knoxville to Cleveland when I was about 3 years old. Lived in a dilapidated home before my father was able to work at the steel mill and give us a better place to live. We stayed there maybe about 10 years until we moved to like Garfield. I think the most exciting time of my life was when I was about maybe 10 years old and I got into art. Um, I was always fascinated by the art on the back of the cereal box. And I began to draw and I mastered the art of those portraits. Okay. And I did it so well that I began to win prizes. I think I won all the ones in Cleveland. And the reward for that was I was sent to Case Western Reserve Art School for um, little kids, you know. And I messed I messed that up.
It's
But
okay.
it
Good
was
for you.
very it was very exciting.
So,
It was
let me
very
ask
exciting.
you a question. So, if you were
Mm.
born in Tennessee, how did you get to Cleveland? When did you get to Cleveland?
Well, I think we came to Cleveland in 1963. We landed on in Huff Avenue. Huff, they call it Huff Heights now, but it was Huff. Okay, and from there we was moving around. When we stayed between Central and Chamberlain, down the way. And I went to Quincy Elementary School, where I was I was pretty much a troubled child. You know what I mean? But it followed me until I went to prison. I think
Okay.
I mean I'm reminiscing as you asking these questions, and I can see I can see some of the worst things and how mental health played a role in um, the disruption in my life.
Okay.
Not giving you a sad story, but during my period in prison, I had nothing but time to reflect on where I've been and where I was at that time and how I got there. So I always have to reminisce the good times. I had really good times when I was a child. You know, my models was Marvin Gaye and Malcolm Shabazz.
So that
You
means you
know,
like came Orlando. Wait a minute. October landing in. Huh.
pretty much. I love him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let me ask you a question. So from childhood into, and it sounds like art was your escape. So what about prison? Based upon what we've discussed, you did 33 years. That, in fact, that's what's on your T-shirt. 33. What does that
yeah.
mean?
33. But 33 was it was trauma. You know, initial shock of it in the beginning was trauma. It was a whole new life that I had to learn to live. You know, losing everybody that loved me and I so-called love. Um, During that time, I didn't know who I was. You know, going through life, drugging and drinking, partying, not holding responsibilities. But once I got in prison, I had to adapt to a different environment, a whole new environment. First, it was the shock of the hour. Just say 23 years to life. You know, I felt that my life was over. You know, no more children, no more friends, no more parents, no more anybody. So I had to adjust to the new way of living, and I came to the understanding I had to do it day by day. Yeah,
It's some folks in here that um, that I know is instrumental in really helping to move that process forward. And thank you, Amy. Amy, we met Amy when we were with SLU over at No Static Radio, and Gaylisa and I was like, oh yeah, we got to get to know her. But Amy, thank you. You were very instrumental in helping keep us together and teaching us about legislation and helping to get his records. You know, Elijuwan. So, what was your process like for preparing for the parole board?
ooh, man, how many times did I get flopped and just give up hope? Um,
What
First
is
off, you have to understand,
people that don't know nor understand? What does it mean to be flopped?
flopped is when you get more time. Okay, every time I went up, which maybe was 4 times, I received 5 years. Okay, 5 years flop, 5 years flop, 5 years flop. And so, in order not to allow that to defeat me, you know, I did what I had to do to learn me more. Okay, so therefore, I had to step it up a little bit and see what it was that I was made of. So I involved myself in workshops, programs around people that could help elevate me, you know, and my mental. Okay, I went to school, worked out, and I worked around people. And I want to give a shout out to all the people that were instrumental to my development. Okay, from
Yeah,
27 to 60 years old when I was
yeah,
released. You know, Nick Perryman, what's the brother name? Wayne, Wayne Farrow, you know, and so many more people, Big Mac, you know, Ron Crosby, double R. I mean, there were young and older men that I was receptive to on my growth and development that helped me to evolve. You know, I had to have the understanding that there was no more um, trying to focus on what a person may look like. You know, I
yes,
had to hear a person from within And that's why how I began to translate and then transition into my growth and development stage. Okay, there was a code in prison that like inmates don't talk to staff. If you did, that means you was a snitch. But I came to the realization that that's where the information is coming in through. If I'm here 3 decades, that atmosphere is stale. So therefore, I must receive some information coming from the outside, other than reading books or watching television. I mean, you want that person communication. And so that's what I did. When I went to school, I was very warm with the teachers, instructors, where I worked, the people, I was very receptive to them. They was receptive to me. So I began to elevate and evolve into what I realized was a human being. I came in as a black man, what I'm saying? Power to the people, what I mean? But I don't downplay that because that's still, a element, in our society today. But when you are without the education of self, then you are anybody that someone tell you are. But in that time that I had to develop, I morphed into the person I am today. And that's why you see on this t-shirt, Breaking These Chains for 33 years, it says, we are not defined by the person we once were, but by the person we have become. You know what I'm saying? That morphism, took its course. And I felt a sense of freedom, you know, um, once I developed. But it took me to become educated, not just by books, Mark, or academia, but through my own understanding, my own affirmations. You know, um, I had to wake up, self-realization, self-actualization, and I had to admit when I was wrong, you know. And the most important thing that I learned while I was in prison is that we are human beings. You know, the system plays us against one another with the color thing, the hue thing, or blackism, whiteism, the race thing. But at the end of the day, I learned that we're human beings. Can you hear me? Okay. So um, the flops things, once the flop, you know, I came to the realization that maybe I'm I may never get out, but I didn't let that stop me. I just continued to evolve, the best way I knew how. I also want to give a shout out to Ike, you know, Ike and um, 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 Isaac. They were very instrumental in my life as well.
He's muted. Sorry, Amy. Let me ask you a question. So when he's talking about getting flapped, can you explain what those laws are in Ohio in terms of people under old law versus the new law? And you're muted.
She can't hear you.
I think you're muted, Amy.
Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I, Technology is not my friend.
Me either, mine either.
It's really, our internet and stuff has been messing up too. And I'm like, I just don't have the tolerance for this. Um, Anyhow, one of the things about Ohio that really kind of shocked me is how much they wanted to box people in that respect. Because like with his situation, he came in under the old,
Yeah.
and so when he got the old, it was what, it was 20 or 25 to life, and but he had eligibility for parole,
Yes.
and then you get to the next part, and I think it was like 15 years is what his status would have gotten then if he would have gotten arrested under the middle, kind. And then when you got to the new laws, it was like a 10-year sentence.
Right.
And it's like, that's a huge jump.
A huge.
20 25 to life all the way up to, the 10. And then when I came into the picture, he'd already been in for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd already been in for 30 years. And so it's like, okay, we already met the minimum for all three of these.
Yes.
But they're still keeping you under the old sentencing laws because that's what you came in under. But that also is one of those things that seems inherently unfair when you're decreasing it as you're going through, but you're still being held to these old standards.
Right. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Elijuwan, what process did you specifically take for your parole?
Well, I can say I just kept tomorrow. I kept the momentum of continue to learn. I wrote letters to a couple of Congress people. Never received anything back. Um, I wrote letters to people that I thought may be able to be, instrumental in someone seeing that I've served enough time. I can't say who may have helped me, although when I really got the opportunity to go back before them, they saw a different person. Okay. And I can't help but to think that it's a political thing and reason why they keep so many of us behind bars. It's a money, it's $1 billion business. It's an industry. And they came out with um, people that was locked up maybe from the mid 80s, 80s, 90s. They stamped on our badge, our title, that we were the worst of the worst. Okay, they had to have a scapegoat to in a way to keep us in, and that was it. The public heard that we were the worst of the worst, and I believe that they ran with it. Um, they felt that there was no reason why guys like us, in between that time again incarcerated, um, had had a surface purpose to serve. So they left us in there. I know guys that have done worse crimes than I have. Not saying that trying to eliminate things that I've done, but many of them was released. But
Thank you.
I'm so glad I'm out now. I'm really glad that I'm out now.
Now, we have
Yeah.
another guest in here, and let me tell you something. Welcome
Mm.
home, Elijuwan. Welcome home. We have
Uh,
Artiste Anderson in the house.
mm.
Thank you for coming on. Artiste, you're let me unmute you. I can't unmute you. You gotta unmute yourself under
Hello, how you doing?
all right, how are you doing?
Am I clear? Can y'all hear me?
You're clear, we can hear
I hear
you.
you, bro.
Right. All right. So I'm sorry I come on a little late. I had some things going on, but I'm here.
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Right.
So, Elijuwan, now
Mm.
that you're home, you're home. You've been home, over about almost 6 months now?
Almost 6 months, 3 days. Is that Artiste Anderson?
Artiste Anderson is in the house.
Oh my goodness, man. That's my family in Mansfield. Uma
Yes,
died in the house.
yes,
Right.
Yes, sir.
in the house.
Yes,
Right.
Wow.
sir.
So,
All right.
Artiste is here to welcome you home as well, but it also brings us to this weekend. So tomorrow you guys are gonna be involved in the felony impacted liberation movement, which is what has been affecting you since you've been home, Elijuwan.
Yeah. All
Collateral
right.
actions. What have been
Mm-hmm.
the greatest challenges since you've been home? What have been your greatest blessings? Tell us about coming home and reintegrating after 33 years, or what was your reaction after coming home? Like,
Well, my initial reaction, I have to also first of all give support to my family, that received me. My daughters, Tequila Johnson,
yeah,
Mia Bolden, my sons, Todd Minor, and my nephew, Theotis Minor,
Yes.
and a special someone that I choose not to mention. Um, it meant the world to me to be able to receive them as they received me, with unconditionally. They were there for me hands down. So that gave me, saying a little more inspiration in opposed to being alone, you know, open arms, open heart, saying family there. It made the greatest difference, in opposed to someone that don't have anybody. And so I knew I was locked up, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like I was free, and now I'm ready to make moves. I'm moving. I'm trying to be responsible, trying to see where life lead me or where I lead myself. You know what I mean? But I knew that I was going to do much better than I've ever had. And so that's been the plan. And I'm steady making progress.
Okay. So tell
Yes.
us a little about where you're at and how you got there, or what you're
Um,
doing. Do you have any future plans?
well, I'm still looking. I'm not going to disclose, what I'm saying, all that. But just know that I'm going to be a lot better than, I'm not looking to be famous. I'm not looking to be known. I'm looking to make a difference by um, just giving up something of truth, a message. Wherever I go, I like to leave a message, you know, um, and I think that's what life is about. You know, um, I have to
Yes, it is.
relearn life all over again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's like relearning life all over again. I don't know who to trust. You know what I mean? Everybody looks the same. So I have to stay
Right.
pretty much close to myself and those that I know who love me, those I know who are loyal to me. I've learned that people will use your ideas. I'm fresh. I have ideas. They would let me talk to them and steal my ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I have so many of them. But, it's always some type of um, vicious plan, that some the people have out here. I noticed that. So it's
Yes.
almost like I really have to stay behind barriers and be very visual. You know what I mean? Um, and so that's why I say I have to be extremely moderate about my movement. And so I speak to people like Amy, yourself, Brother Simba, Vinny,
Who is Simba?
Pro- Simba, the brother right there from Mansfield. That's Simba. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
our
Simba.
teacher. Oh,
RT. Yeah, that's right. That's Simba.
okay.
But
Okay.
I have to think about me, and my mentality because I don't want to go back. I want to continue to go
Yeah.
forward. Yeah,
Excellent. So tell me a little
yeah.
bit about this shirt you got on, sir.
But this is something I thought of maybe back in 2015, maybe. And I was just out there just thinking, and I said, what can I do to make a little money? A little hustle when I get out. There was a few things I thought of, but a t-shirt hustle was one of them. And it came to me ex-con. And I said, that's kind of bold because who would want to walk around with a t-shirt uh, vilifying themselves, how most people may think of it. But to me, it's an expression of freedom.
Mm,
Anytime those chains break, it's freedom. Okay, ex-con means that I'm an ex-con. Okay, no longer a convict, but it's just a name of the little business. Okay, and I thought of other ideas to express myself. It's a meaning behind this. Like I said, 33 years from broke the chains. I'm out. I'm free. I'm no longer the person that I used to be. I have morphed into the person that I am today. And so that's an expression. And like myself, so many other,
yeah.
people have gone through the same things or even worse. So I'm sure that there's some people out there that can, understand this. I'm not afraid. I'm bold with it. Yes, I know. If I can walk away with a shirt saying, you know what I'm saying, F you, you know, big bold red letters up, surely I can walk around with something saying, hey, I'm free.
Right.
And so, you know, it's all about the expression, you
I
know,
agree.
and the freedom. You know, you unapologetically speaking, you know, you don't, you're not trying to apologize for your life, your experiences. You know,
Right.
I'm proud of the person who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you.
that's that.
Well, I remember this was like about a couple weeks ago when you talk about collateral sanctions. For those of you that don't know, collateral sanctions a lot in the state of Ohio. You do your time, you serve your time, and then you come home and you're still faced with challenges because of the state laws, which means you might be denied for employment because you have a record. You might be denied health care, decent housing. Um, College tuition. It's a whole list. Elijuwan was denied the legal right to change his name,
Mm,
a legal right because of collateral sanctions. So a judge decided because he has a record that he could not change his name. Those are collateral sanctions. And so that leads us into tomorrow. You guys, if you've been felony impacted, if you have a friend, a family, this affects us all. And we have to begin. I believe what he says all the time: change starts at home. We have all been programmed, including myself, to believe that if you have a record, I have a right to question you when when I go to hire you for my place of business. Because if you have a record, how dare you come and fill out an application? I can deny you just because you've been to prison. And this is what we've been conditioned in the state of Ohio to say it's okay. It's okay to deny someone a decent place to live just because they've been to prison. These are collateral sanctions. It's okay because someone has a record to deny them medical or the right to go to college tuition. It's okay. And in our society, and I don't think it's just over in Mississippi, they deny you the right to vote once you come home. They take away that right to vote. These are all collateral sanctions, and nothing can be done about this until legislation is changed. So if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, I suggest that tomorrow you come downtown Cleveland, Ohio, 1 to 5 p.m. and join in solidarity with people who've been felony impacted because it's not just going to affect them, it's going to affect you as well. I promise you. It's a circle of life. Thank you, Elijuwan. Thank you um, for
Are,
coming on to our podcast. Is there anything else that you want to say? Because I tell you, Gaylisa could tell you all about collateral sanctions.
okay. I mean, I appreciate you all for inviting me here. And
Thank you.
yeah, I love the message.
Welcome
Let
home.
me give, thank you. Let me give a shout out to my son, Jawan. I did not mention him. He wasn't present on my to receive me home, but he's always there and always been there. And Gail Powell, Tanya Burford, Pat Jenkins, they spoke wisdom to me, you know what I'm saying, in the past and, you know, since I've been home. So, yes. And
Yes.
Tamora Freeman, I appreciate you for being so instrumental in my life. You always have been there. Amy, you know, you've been wonderful as well. You know, I mean, you're like a lawyer. You know, you drop down what you know, and you know a lot.
I'm a
So
professor.
I thank you.
Professional. I'm a professor.
Look,
Right.
look,
Hey, but you know what? Since we're about giving shout outs, can I just give one to you guys? Because you guys are all amazing. And I'm
Thank you.
so happy that I met every single one of you. The things that you're doing, it I mean, I didn't realize how much all of this stuff was a problem. I kind of sat in my little bubble, working over here in family law and doing that kind of stuff. And then, meeting you guys has been absolutely eye opening.
Thank you, Amy.
I,
You
I
guys
appreciate you, Amy.
I
you
appreciate you too.
Thank you.
and you called him
Thank you,
Simba.
Amy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Simba. Thank you. Hey, Lisa's in the house. Thank you, my co-host. I missed her. Can y'all tell I missed her? Like I'm so used to her doing this, not me.
I know I'm here now. It's a lot. This
Uh,
Oh,
this
thank
is a
you.
big weekend for me, and we've been in Zooms talking about the presentation tomorrow. So sorry, excuse my absence.
I appreciate
it's
you.
all good.
Yep.
Thank you.
But y'all
Thank you
stay
so
tuned
much.
tomorrow for the special edition.
Yes, we
Amy,
will
thank
be.
you so much.
Yes.
We really need to talk, Amy. I know. It be
Yep.
me, not you. It's me, not you. I know.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Welcome home, Elijuwan. Thank you everybody for watching. We really appreciate you.
Right on,
Till
right
next,
on. Appreciate y'all.
thank you guys. We will see you guys. Listen, don't forget tomorrow is film. It's the rally. Be there or be
Huh?
square. Be there
Not cut.
or be
I'm going to go now.
square.
They
Hey.
cutting off now.
And we will see you guys tomorrow for another special edition. I don't know if we'll be live, but we'll be there.
You
Peace
guys let
out.
me know how I can help on anything in the future.
Thank
Amy,
you.
I need your
Don't
help right now.
You
right
look
Right
like you're
now.
now.
shopping.
Right now, I need your help.
What do you
Right
need? A credit
now.
card? You look like you're shopping.
I'm not shopping. I'm checking into the hotel.
Oh, is that a
That's
hotel? It
leaving.
looked like you were walking
Yeah.
through a mall.
This is the Marriott. No. Now we at the Marriott downtown.
I love you guys. Y'all is crazy. Thank you,
So
RC.
no,
Thank
but I will
you.
take a card for a donation. We got merchandise on sale. Merchandise on
Oh,
sale. We got
hold up,
t-shirts, cups.
hold up,
We
hold
all
up.
got
Wait a minute.
merchandise on
We
sale.
got
Okay.
merchandise, apparel
Amy, we
LLC
need
has
donations. Absolutely. We're
yes,
taking
yes,
donations for, and the proceeds are going to Justin Lives Healing Hearts
yes,
Recidivism Prevention Network.
yes. Domestic violence victims
Domestic.
and survivors of sexual trauma. And that's where our proceeds, a portion of our proceeds go to.
Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, I just did a proposal for somebody to do a whole like program, a reintegration program,
That's what I
and
want to do
Yes.
in
I can
Ohio.
send you a copy of what I did. You can see it.
Please do.
Look, he
Please
got his
do.
T-shirt up, y'all. He ain't even
Put
said
Listen,
your
it.
teeth, sir. This is my time. Let me get my 2 minutes in, sir.
Sir, sir,
Put it down, sir.
we cannot realize we cannot with you.
hey, there's enough room on the platform for all
It
of us.
is absolutely.
Go ahead, you
You
speak.
are so
Go
right,
ahead, you
sir.
speak. Go
Amy,
I'm
can
not
ahead.
hating.
you let me
I'm
go
not
for a
hating.
little bit?
I'm not hating.
Go
But
ahead,
yeah, Amy,
Gaylisa.
my son is still incarcerated in
Yes,
Indiana. I need your help. He's
yes.
eligible for a motion,
oh wait, you're in
and
Ohio. I got a lawyer friend in Ohio.
he's in Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Oh well, that's the seventh circuit or
Yes,
six. It's six. One of y'all
six
are.
or seven, one of them. But he's eligible for a change of venue because his prosecutor became a judge. His judge has since retired, and so I just need a motion.
Interesting. Well, I know that my friend that I was talking about was going to help on an Indiana case.
Hmm.
So she was supposed to be getting admitted there. I'll check in with her and see if she did.
Thank you,
Yeah, that
and
would
please send me that proposal, please.
well, I'll definitely do that. I had fun
Hmm.
writing it. I had fun researching it and thinking of all kinds of ways that, could be helped to do things. And
Right.
and I can't wait for, Olajuwon there to get to the point where he starts his juvenile thing.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes,
it's
yes,
all coming. We all gonna work together and lay this out.
2024. I said last
Right
year,
on.
at the beginning of the year, I said 2023, only good things for the good people in 2023, and it happened.
Hmm.
Y'all smoke life.
And now this year,
That's right.
everything's just getting better.
Yes,
it
it
is.
is. It is.
That's
It
It's
right.
been
is.
an
It really
honor. It's
is.
been an
It really
honor.
is.
It really has. It's been an honor.
And what we're doing tomorrow here to be able to get hundreds of formerly justice involved people and their families together in one place to talk
That's
about how we are going to start voting and make some changes with our votes.
Yes,
So I've been waiting for that for 20 something years. This is
yes,
the first
Right.
time it's ever been done.
yes.
So this
That's
is
right.
monumental.
Good for you.
I'm
It's
excited.
in the making.
I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited. Thank you, Amy.
Yes.
Thank you, Elijuwan. Any last words? Any
Thank you
last?
all. I
Love
got a
y'all.
lot of
Spread
words.
love.
Got a lot of words. Love y'all.
Hi, y'all.
Spread
Hold
Hold
up.
love.
Hold
hold
up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait
Don't
a
you
minute.
put that shirt
You
up.
look. What
I'm
does
gonna
it say?
put you.
What does it say?
on.
It's,
Out of the ashes we shall rise, right?
it says spreading
Adversity.
love unapologetically. It
Oh,
says spreading love unapologetically.
okay, you got it. All
Love
right,
y'all.
okay. Love you too. Appreciate
Love
you.
y'all. All
See
right.
Bye,
y'all.
Love you,
guys.
Amy.
Bye bye.
Hold
Okay.
tight.
Bye.
Hold tight.
Appreciate you.
Hold tight.